Today is the one-year anniversary of what remains a mysterious case here in Cleveland, one that gained national attention. A Cleveland EMT, the mother of two children, abducted. She just vanished, and then days later dramatically reappeared. So where does the case stand? Brian Duffy joins us now as 19 Investigates, digging into this case, really looking for some answers here.
We have been, and we've been looking for a long time, Nicole. There were so many questions when Lachelle Jordan disappeared. Her car keys, wallet, all left behind, but she was just gone. And after that dramatic homecoming came the police investigation. What happened? Who was responsible? Is there a dangerous criminal on our streets? All good questions, none of which have been answered. She told police she ran for her life, and surveillance video shows Lachelle Jordan barefoot with a shredded shirt, dragging herself into a convenience store and begging for help. She claimed her kidnappers, who held her for just about a week, had tried to burn her alive. Now, 1 year later, there have been no arrests. The chief at the time, Wayne Drummond, who is now the interim safety director, told me that the frustrating part of the investigation has been that the evidence has been conflicting. Investigators had uncovered what they called inconsistent evidence about her abduction.
There were some inconsistencies. Yes, that's accurate.
That repeated response just leads to more questions, especially when you consider that Jordan, just 2 months after she dragged herself into that convenience store, was back on the job with Cleveland EMS. 19 Investigates has also pressed Mayor Justin Bibb on claims of favoritism in the course of this investigation. Jordan's sister is Aquila Jordan, Cleveland's chief prosecutor. That's not leaking into this investigation, is it?
No, it's not. We've been very focused on being transparent and letting the police department do its due diligence to make sure we get all the facts that come to the right conclusions as it relates to this case.
And then there is this critical question. The interim safety director, Drummond, has said there is no threat to public safety. Yet there have been no arrests, which means that if someone did kidnap Jordan and try to set her on fire, they are still out on our streets. That would seem, likely to many, a threat to public safety. And we did, again, reach out to the city and CPD. We're still asking for answers to our questions. Where does the investigation stand? What about that threat to public safety? The city acknowledged our email and that they were working on a response. We'll have an update everywhere at 5. Nikki.